There will be a time when the unthinkable will occur. Armed forces will clash on land, in the air, on the sea, and beneath the sea in the most deadly battle to date. Yes, we're indeed narrating a scenario of what World War III would look like. But what would happen after World War III? A third World War is unlikely, but not impossible. So let's have a look at the after effects of World War III. Hello folks, and welcome back to our channel. The beginning of the ending. One thing is certain, the resulting economic harm of World War III would transform the planet's face completely. A conflict between the US and Chinese forces in the South or East China Sea would surely start such a war. A war between China and the United States may spread globally, and getting there would necessitate several escalator stages. While the United States would still suffer the least military or economic damage in a conventional World War III, a nuclear war would nearly fully level the playing field between China and the United States, leaving both countries a wrecked, burning mess. Since the United States still has a significant advantage in terms of the number of sophistication of nuclear weapons, China would invariably incur significantly more damage than the United States. Nearly every major US city, on the other hand, would be hit by at least one nuclear assault, with the majority of them being hit by several warheads. If Russia joins the fight, it'll certainly draw in nuclear-armed NATO countries like France and the United Kingdom, spreading thermonuclear combat across 4 of the world's 7 continents. Nuclear war will cause the immediate wiping of a large population. The ones who survive will most probably be faced with lifelong ailments that'll affect the many generations to come after them. People will die starving for food. Although previous worries of nuclear winter have been disproved, a global cooling effect will still occur, lowering global temperatures by a few degrees. A drop of just 1 degree Celsius in global temperatures would make wheat production infeasible in Canada, demonstrating how sensitive global food supplies are. Nuclear consequences would turn any farmland that isn't rendered fallow by a drop in global temperatures useless. Both the US and Russia target enormous swaths of farmland as nuclear targets, with the explicit goal of starving one another into submission in the event of nuclear war. With the United States alone exporting a large portion of the world's grain, not only Americans but the rest of the world would starve. Combine that with strikes against food-producing regions in Russia and China, as well as contamination from earlier nuclear strikes, and hundreds of millions of people will starve within weeks. Nuclear radiation will drastically reduce population. Hundreds of millions would die in the first days and weeks, with hundreds of millions more succumbing to injuries and radiation poisoning. Then as trade routes are interrupted, infrastructure is left unusable, and diseases induced by high concentration of airborne debris kill millions of people. The secondary impacts of global nuclear war would result in even more deaths. Within 5 years of a global thermonuclear war, the world's population will certainly drop below 1 billion. Humanity would be lucky to number in the 500 million after a decade of starvation, disease, and conflict over decreasing resources. Much more unimaginable side effects of nuclear war. The majority of nuclear attacks are aimed to kill as many people as possible. The majority of energy from a nuclear weapons explosion is delivered down into the earth or absorbed by ground features such as buildings, hills, and other obstacles, significantly limiting the weapon's destructive range. As a result, nuclear weapons are designed to detonate over their intended target, substantially increasing their lethality and obviating the need for ground clutter. Due to climate change, human lifespans will be drastically reduced. Many species will become extinct, natural ecosystems will collapse, and the incineration of hundreds of big cities would produce massive amounts of pollutants. Even with all of this, humanity should be well on its way to recovery within centuries. However, none of the present great powers are likely to continue to exist as cohesive entities. One thing is certain, the nations that started World War III would be nothing more than dust in the coming era of human history. Concluding with that, do you think World War III can cause more damage to mankind than we are thinking? Comment below. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and we can't wait to have you back. Do drop this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and push the bell icon to receive the latest updates from our channel. See you soon!